What really happens after death? The moment a person's life ends, their real journey begins. Death is not the end of existence. It is only the end of this world and the beginning of the next life. The very first thing that happens is the departure of the soul. When the time of death arrives, the angel of death comes with other angels. For a righteous believer, the angels come with gentle faces, carrying white cloth from paradise. They sit near the person and say, "O pure soul, come out to the forgiveness and pleasure of your Lord." The soul leaves the body gently, like a drop of water flowing from a vessel. But for a sinful soul, the angels come with harsh faces and say, "O evil soul, come out to the anger and punishment of your Lord." And the soul is pulled out painfully, like a thorn being dragged through wet wool. At that moment, the person realizes that the life of this world is over. Family members cry around the body, but the soul has already begun a new journey. After death, the soul is taken up to the heavens. If the person was righteous, the gates of heaven are opened and the soul is honored. But if the person was disobedient, the gates are not opened and the soul is returned back to the earth. Then begins the next stage, the life of the grave, known as Barzakh. Once the body is placed in the grave and people walk away, the person hears the sound of their footsteps fading. Suddenly, two angels come, Munkar and Nakir. They sit the person up and ask 3 questions. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? And who is your prophet? For a believer, the answers come easily. My Lord is Allah, my religion is Islam, and my prophet is Muhammad. When the answers are correct, the grave becomes wide and filled with light. A window to paradise is opened, and the person sees their place in Jannah. They feel peace and rest, waiting happily for the day of judgment. But for a disbeliever or hypocrite, the answers cannot be given. The person says, "I don't know. I used to hear people say something." Then the grave becomes tight and dark, and a window to hell is opened, showing their final destination. The grave becomes a place of punishment and regret. The life of the grave continues until the day of judgment. For some, it is peaceful, like a garden from paradise. For others, it is a place of punishment. Then comes the day of judgment, when every human will be resurrected. The trumpet will be blown, and every soul will return to its body. People will rise from their graves in confusion and fear. The sun will come very close, and people will sweat according to their sins. Some will sweat up to their ankles, some to their knees, and some will drown in their sweat. On that day, no wealth, no status, and no family will help. Every person will only worry about themselves. Then the records of deeds will be given. Some will receive their book in the right hand, and they will be filled with joy. Others will receive it in the left hand, and they will fall into regret and fear. Every small and big action will be recorded. Nothing will be hidden. After that, the deeds will be weighed on the scale. Even the smallest good deed will matter. A smile, a prayer, a sincere repentance. Everything will be counted. Then comes the crossing of the bridge over hell, known as the Sirat. It is thinner than a hair and sharper than a sword. People will cross according to their deeds. Some will pass quickly like lightning, some slowly, and some will fall into hell. Finally comes the ultimate destination, paradise or hell. Paradise is a place of eternal peace, where there is no pain, no sadness, and no death. Every desire of the heart will be fulfilled. The greatest reward will be seeing Allah. Hell, on the other hand, is a place of punishment for those who rejected truth and persisted in sin without repentance. This entire journey begins the moment death arrives. From the departure of the soul, to the questioning in the grave, to the resurrection, judgment, and final destination, every step is real and unavoidable. Death is certain, but what comes after depends on how we live today. Every prayer, Every good deed, every act of kindness is preparing our grave to become a garden of peace, and every sin without repentance risks turning it into a place of regret. The wise person is not the one who fears death itself, but the one who prepares for what comes after death, because the moment we close our eyes in this world, we open them in the reality of the next life. And that reality will last forever.